myself and everyone else if I don't know that anyone is paying attention. Is that one recording?
What do you want me to say?
I want you to say yes, it is.
Okay. It is recording.
I don't just want someone to say what I want them to say.
Oh.
Well, every now and then I guess I do. God, is it already recording? You're just gathering all this up for 20 years from now when you need to have a bunch of video evidence about how fucked up I am.
You think you got 20 years left?
I think I have a lot more than 20 years.
I don't think the whole planet has 20 years left.
You know, don't look at me as part of the planet, look at me as part of the cockroaches. Because, you know, honestly, when I look at what I want to be able to achieve at, it's on the cockroach level. I mean, whatever they want to do, whatever they are presented with, they can adapt to, they can exploit. I mean, because being able to adapt to something and starve to death for the rest of your life is one thing. I mean, because that's kind of what a lot of humans do right now, I guess. But I mean, like, look at the koala. They eat the fucking eucalyptus plant exclusively, and it's a non-digestible plant. But that's all they do. Why did they eat that? Probably because at one point it was the only damn thing that was left.
Do you mean it's non-digestible to us? Because
it's non-digestible to
them.
most animals. I mean, bugs don't. The eucalyptus plant is pretty much poisonous.
What about those trees that the giraffes eat and then send out messages to the rest of the tree so it becomes poisonous as they're eating it?
Lots of plants do that, actually. Most plants do that, actually. Even tobacco plants do that when they're sitting eating. I mean, corn.
Plants are smart.
And plants are smart. We just need to perceive them at a much slower rate than we perceive ourselves. I mean,
have you seen the plants that they hook up to the MIDI and they make music?
I have not seen.
Oh my god, you gotta see that. They discovered that if they wire these plants up to a MIDI machine, they're sending out vibrations that create, like, orchestras.
Really?
Pretty amazing.
The Earth sends out vibrations like these. The Sun. You know, I think all the planets, maybe except for Mercury. Mercury.
Like February?
No, this isn't as hard as the second month. But it's still difficult. Mercury.
What number month is Mercury?
Number 2. Just like February.
Oh.
February.
Mercury.
Yeah.
January, February, Mercury.
It's not March. It's the U's and
Unless
the A's
you're
and the
marching
R's.
to your own drum. Introducing Donald Leo Alexander Hayes, aka Don.
That's where we censor things from like 3.5 seconds back. I would prefer to be known as... Well, Remington Steele is already taken. So is Magnum PI.
Sure, make up your screen name now. Go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't be making
something up. Is it on your shirt, Lucinate?
No.
Are you done with that?
Certainly not. It has too many meanings for me to be done with it all at once. No, I was thinking more of one of the fake names Homer Simpson has taken on in his life.
I'm surprised you picked The Simpsons and not Futurama.
Max Power. He got it off of a lawnmower. Well, you know. Because I think what it was, he met someone that was named Trent Steele. And he goes, oh my god, that is a good name. After he had already thought of Max.
Should we play a card game or should I just keep shuffling? I think we're doing fine.
I think we figured out which game we're playing. All we need to figure out is how to gamble on it. How do you gamble on Go Fish?
Strip Go Fish. Just kidding.
Not without a trip to
believe
the...
me, I'm kidding. Nobody needs to see this. I've nursed 2 children. Okay.
Just a second.
So...
I might need to see that every now and then. No, you know, it's like Picard and The Next Generation.
Earl Grey hot?
Well, yeah, but when he realized he had to go to his ship's counselor's wedding in the nude because she's half Betazoid,
Where are you going?
I'm going to the other side of the table to grab the chips.
Oh.
Because we have to... Hey, one of the neatest things me and Pharaoh did was figure out how to make a game. I mean, like a sporting event of
That's
catch.
how I know you. We both have that same kid, Pharaoh. I was sitting here trying to remember how we met. I'm just kidding. I know exactly how we met. We met on a message board.
Are
Remember
these
those?
chips okay to...
Sure. Yeah, grab them.
Ones, fives, and dolphins. One of my defenses against other humans is pretending like I don't know what's going on. All right.
And most humans don't know what's going on, so they buy it easily.
That might be why it's been working out so well, actually.
You left a 5.
I did leave a 5.
I got olms and dragonflies, and in the back I have hummingbirds and dolphins. So...
I think dragonflies are great. You just split those up so expertly. Yes, I every time I make 3 chili sauce, I think about the Om sign because is that a new tattoo or something? Or
What? I've had these for years.
No, the one in the middle?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, remember that mistake I made with that guy? We got the matching tattoos. I had to have them covered up.
When you say years, you don't mean years before I met you. It's years since after the...
Yeah, we haven't spent much time together.
Well,
I few years
honestly
since I've had
haven't
these
been
tattoos.
looking at your fingers much. Well, because, I mean...
Go ahead, finish your thought. Max power.
Ooh. Maxwell Power. Just call me Max Power for short. You know what I did? I poured wine into my mics.
I can see that.
I don't like to
I poured
let...
wine into my juice bottle. I've had 1 sip so far.
I don't like light to really pass through my drink. I think... Does that mean I'm like...
Matter?
Mormon? No, that's one of the things. It was like, because I've known people that were Mormon, right?
I love
raised
the
in
Mormons. They come right
love
to your
them too.
door and they try to figure out what's going on in this world.
And
I say, listen, do you really think God sent you to my door To enlighten me? Or do you think the enlightened one is the one who was sitting here and had God send people?
So like, you think God sent you to my door. I think God sent you to my door. I'm God, by the way.
Hi, God, nice to meet you. Where you been?
I've been here the whole damn time. And not just like that puny sense of time that we can see like right now or even right before or right after, but like the whole damn thing.
Yeah,
but
all of it.
I can only remember it.
Yeah, my memory's foggy about
Go fish is 7 cards per
the
person.
beginning. Okay, good, because
Deal us
I
out.
don't know how to play this game. I only play...
You're a better
Texas.
dealer than that. Do you do that at the table? It's like spill them all out.
I only play Texas Hold'em exclusively,
Really?
so I don't really know
Well, we
how
are
to
going to
play
expand
Go
your
Fish.
horizons. Next, I think we might have to play Rummy.
Oh, I could teach you some fun games.
Well, I thought the only game you knew was Texas Hold'em.
I mean, I can teach you other poker games besides Texas Hold'em.
Oh.
Weird little variations. So, how you play this game? You gotta make pairs, right?
I look at my cards and you look at yours. And I
But
ask
who
you.
goes first?
Well, you dealt, so I guess it's me. I mean, you couldn't deal and be the first one. That's too many rooms for roommates. Okay, so have you looked at all your cards?
All 7 of them.
Don't look at your cards yet. I like your cards. Not your cards. Hang on.
I'm like, how do you see my cards? You put on
Okay.
the X-ray glasses?
No, I had to take your X-ray glasses off because they didn't work with my X-ray vision. So you went and dealt. So I'm gonna went and go first. All right. So
Don't ask me for any of the pairs. That
if I had
in.
3 6s, I could assume that you have a very small chance of having a 6.
You understand math.
So I would bet 2 that
2 dragonflies.
2 that you don't have a 6.
And what do I, how do I, so I call that
So-
bet.
Oh,
So does that mean I get all your 6s?
you're matching me.
Yeah, I'm calling.
And I don't know how to tell if people your dragonflies are flipped over. Hang on. All right, there we go. Oh, no, that's still
Just
not
for
right.
people watching, the dragonflies are the same on both sides.
Well, no, yours are clearly whiter.
Oh, that's just a printing issue. This is, see this one?
So they're not the same. It's just that one. It just happened to be that it's that one. Hey, don't be spreading out our chips. I don't want them to get messed up.
Occasionally
I'm not
in
walking
here-
out of here empty-handed.
Occasionally in here there's some wider ones because of...
Hey, that's one of the whiter ones.
Right.
That one's mine. No, so I have betted
You've bet that I
2 pence
don't have a 6. Now
that you
what?
don't have one of my 3 6s. And you know, all I need to lay down cards right now is 2 6s. So if I have 3 6s, well, it would be a stupid.
So then if I have a
brandish bet.
6, you have to give me your 3 6s?
Okay, so we don't know how to gamble on this particular game.
Give me your 6s.
That's what I was asking you!
No, you bet that I don't have a 6.
Oh. Maybe the person that bets the most.
Maybe we should play a game that we're not making up as we're playing it.
That is a good point as well.
But that was God's plan. Let's have them play a game
No, that was your
they're
plan.
making up
Wait a
as they're
second.
playing it.
That might be
Yeah.
the same plan.
All God of us.
All right, I'm putting my cards back in the middle. You don't need to shuffle them anymore. Well, I guess you do, because I've already looked at them.
No, I want your 6s though.
I had 1 6, and you can't
you
have it
lied.
No, I didn't lie because I asked.
You said if I have your 3 6s.
That's one very good point. While you were mentioning that we should make up a game that we're not making up. Let's make up blackjack, but I don't know how to gamble the blackjack. And we have coins.
I don't like blackjack.
Are these coins or are they?
They're called chips. Poker
Chips. I knew that.
Yeah, you
I just
said it
needed
originally.
you to remind me of
So
perhaps
anyway,
my past or yours.
the card is just a backdrop for the conversation we're having. So it doesn't really matter what we're doing with the cards.
are a good starting point for the conversation.
Well, you bring up an interesting point. Well, I did when I said
I was pointing over there because it's not polite to point. I did bring up a point though, so.
The point we collectively brought up was that we maybe shouldn't play a game that we're learning how to play as we're playing it.
Okay, well.
But that's what this whole business of being a human being is, don't you think? We're just making up this game as we're playing it. I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
That was actually a good point. But you weren't holding your finger out pointing while you said it, so without that actual physical...
Shit, I didn't make a point.
No, I think you did make a point.
But I didn't point.
Not this time.
Don't you think God has
Alright,
a sense
they're
of
shuffled.
humor?
We're playing... Do you know how to play rummy?
No, I don't
Okay.
want to learn.
You know how... I don't want to teach you right now. Do you know how to play blackjack?
I barely, but I don't like it. I'm not playing it.
Well, those are you got to name another game then, because I've named 2, 3. If you want to
Okay.
count Go Fish, we can play War.
The name of the game is Who Remembers More Clearly How We First Met.
So this is
You
like
go
a truth or
first,
dare.
and I'll tell you if you're wrong or right.
We met because
I already jogged your memory, by the way, so I get a point.
well, no, because I've never forgotten this.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry I interrupted you. You know I interrupted.
What was the name of that site? This doesn't count against my points. No, you don't even have to. AlaskaBands.com.
That's right.
Okay.
AlaskaBands.com. You got it.
And the place that we actually first set eyes upon each other was the Diamond Mall in front of the kiosk that used to be. Well, they sold phone parts.
Oh my god. You did the best little courting thing I've ever seen in my life. Which
Courting?
was. Yeah, it was the
Like
first
with
time we
cords?
met. We were on our first date, so to speak.
Courting! Oh, you're...
Courting. You know, that's
Should I write it? Oh, I
That's
thought
an
you meant
old-fashioned
cords,
word.
like extension cords. Courting. No,
Let-
I
let
know
me
what
tell-
you're...
let
Can
me
I
t-
write it down first so you know that I knew, and then I'll let you
just
say?
tell them what you did.
Oh, that's how I love to shuffle. Oh, God, I gotta put these down. I can't have you seeing into my windows.
You were wearing a leather jacket, and in all the little nooks and crannies of it, you had
We're filled with
flowers.
tiny roses.
And you were pulling them out one at a time. Like, you gave me the first flower, and I was like, oh, that's really sweet.
Oh, that's really sweet. It's pretty small, and it looks like it's been sitting in your pocket. It's like 2 flowers later, then I think...
Yeah, then we get in your car, and you, like, whip out another one, and and that just went on for a while.
Yeah.
Kept pulling out flowers.
I've
Now, let me
been pretty
ask you
proud of
this.
that
Had you already tried that one out before on someone else?
one. Negative.
I liked it.
How? Negative. I did actually go and buy roses one time and try and slip them out, but I failed miserably, so I gave it up right before the second rose came out. But it was a good idea, so I tried to use it again. But this time I bought a rose bush that was living, and it was potted, and it was a tiny... So I was like, yeah, I can clip those off and save those. I think.
That's interesting because I'm pretty sure I told you later that I prefer potted plants because they don't die.
My mom likes
But I didn't
daisies.
know you had originally bought the potted plant.
Oh, no, I wanted something that I could carry around, a couple of concealed roses. You don't need a license for carrying concealed roses. Thank
Are you
God.
sure?
Well, if they got big enough thorns, you might have to, but
I mean,
even
in
then, they would
Alaska-
probably just be.
In Alaska, you don't even need a license to carry a concealed
What are we
weapon.
playing?
We're playing introduce ourselves to the people of the interwebs.
I thought we said we weren't gonna play any games that we had to teach each other. I have never introduced myself to more than the peoples in front of my eyeballs.
Well, they already know me. Well, like 50 of them.
So you don't need an introduction, and I just need a disguise.
Yeah, you're Max Power. Maxwell Power.
Maxwell. You can call me Max Power for short.
Do you ever use your middle name Smart?
If
Have
I
you
ever
had
the-
your IQ tested? You're one of the smartest
Yes,
people I know.
I did, and
What-
I'm not going to mention it.
I don't know the answer. I want to know about it. Are you
I quit.
Mensa? I never did the Mensa test because I don't believe in.
You know,
measuring
my
intelligence,
IQ isn't
so-
enough to know what defines a Mensa, but I'm betting it's past 153 or something to whatever. Eventually, if you hit 500, you have to stop and go beyond Mensa.
The guitar player in my first band took the Mensa test,
Ooh,
and he was
guitar.
way too proud of himself about being in Mensa.
I was too
And
for
it
like
used
20
to-
years,
it
and I
used to
stopped.
drive me nuts, and I'd be like, because
Well, it wasn't Mensa, but
he had no street smarts or
That's
ability
the
to
thing.
interact with people.
you can make
So
beautiful.
there's whole other levels of intelligence that they can't measure with the test. Where are you going again?
I was going to the bathroom this
Oh.
time. It's not something.
I'll allow it.
I will submit.
You know you're not going to get a word in edgewise with me around.
No, but if you think I have to go to the bathroom really bad,
Go ahead. I don't know how you can drink wine like that. I cannot chug wine. Ugh.
I didn't really. I've been nursing the wine from there.
No, I mean, I can only take barely a sip at a time.
Well, the carb ratio, you know, the only thing about you that has made me mad in many years is that I can't smoke pot in your house. And I'm just gonna walk away. I'm glad I walked in the right direction.
Nailed it!
Oh, I can't hear
He can't hear me, he said.
you. I'm sorry, did you say lift the lid?
Lord help us, everyone. Now you're starting to see why this was a good idea for me to bring on someone who's actually funnier and smarter than me to talk to. It helps. I think it's going to help a lot. I think more people are going to watch us than watched me by myself. I'm just going to keep shuffling these cards and keep letting him think we're going to play a card game, but we're not. We're just talking. He's a little nervous about the cameras being on. But he's intrigued by the idea of having a talk show. Did you see the sign this time?
Oh, no, I saw the sign the last 2 times. No, this time I figured out exactly how to operate the...
The sensor
Operator.
that you just rub your hand over like a
I'm not
genie.
rubbing anything in the bathroom unless
No,
it's...
you don't have to touch it, but people try to touch it or they try to pull the chain. And the reason the back of the toilet is off is
That's where I lost
because
the finger.
when there's a bunch of poker players in here and they're going to the bathroom, it gets stuck and flushes continuously.
I'm not
That's
taking it
censored.
off.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, I might take them off right now if I need to look at you.
Okay, so we've talked about how we met.
And we've also talked about what game we're playing
Yeah,
on cards.
life.
We can play War, Go Fish,
I don't
Rummy.
know any of these
I don't
things.
know how. Okay.
Let me ask you something, Maxwell Smart.
That's what you were trying to do before I interrupted you.
Yes,
But-
every single time.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
I am curious what you thought of me when we first met, and I was always talking about metaphysical shit and indigo kids and crystal children and because at the time it was really like, now it's becoming like mainstream marketing bullshit, but at the time it was what I was really like kind
What
of
I honestly
consumed
thought
with.
in the beginning was, yes, she is exactly like me, but she's coming at it from the same angle. I mean, if you look at the table, no, I'm serious. You have all these diagonal lines.
You said I'm exactly like you, but I'm coming at it from the same angle. Did you mean
Different angles.
Okay. That's what I
Thank
thought
God you
meant.
were here. And I put it in the coaster this time. The cross section of this table, I mean, it divides itself. If you're getting to that point
Right.
in the middle of the table, you can come at it from
Right, it doesn't matter which
four
angle
different
you come
angles,
at.
and it's just fine. And it's like we're going at the same point from two different perspectives, two different launch points.
Do you think it's because we both had already done LSD many, many times before we met?
You've done acid? Do you have any now?
Sir,
I
no, I
might
do not. Sir.
We should be able to smoke pot in this room then. I'll substitute for drinking
Do you want my vape pen?
if they're allowed in this room.
I can take.
I mean, because I know why you don't want stuff being lit up. You don't want cigarette burns on this one, like you ended up with on the poker table that you left in my basement, because it was a lovely poker table. I wanted to do wonderful things with it, but all I ever did was put laundry on it, let cats sit on it, and put small cigarette burns in it.
Oh yeah, that was a fun story. I forgot about that.
Oh,
No, I didn't.
that is a fun story.
I stayed in my house for almost a year after that and didn't do anything. You slept through it. My poker game got robbed at gunpoint. It turns out later that it was just a cap gun.
I have been sleeping through at least a quarter of my life.
Just for the record, this is legal where we are in Alaska.
No.
It's marijuana oil in a vape pen.
Is it legal to film me while I'm smoking it?
Yeah.
For a second, I did forget that there was the red light blinking.
But we're not promoting drug use.
Wait a second. There's just a steady red light and there's no light blinking. Are you sure we're recording?
Is this thing even on?
I think it's got a red light. That one doesn't have
Let me take care of the technical shit. You don't worry about it. You just be you.
That's a lot of pressure to put on someone. Very
It
rarely.
is that you bring up a really
Very
good
rarely.
point. People don't feel like they can be themselves anymore, and that's a huge problem
Very
in the
rarely.
world. There's no authenticity. Everyone's trying to be a character of who they think the world thinks they should be, which makes it very problematic for everyone because everyone thinks they have to lie, and lying is fucking shitty. And
I
people
can't
are
even cope with the extra added.
projecting these images of success when they're miserable and depressed and full of anxiety and hate their lives, and they're just posting pictures that make it look like they're really happy. This is a big problem that I see in the world today.
You see, the problem with this
Do you like
is that...
Chelsea Handler yet? You hated her when we were together. You're like, she's so mean and racist, but that was her whole gig.
I don't think I ever mentioned her being racist.
I was watching her all the time. You're like, God, I don't
know,
like her. She's so mean
any
to
comedian
people.
is mean.
Yeah. Well, but she was doing it to be hilarious.
Not all of them. Robin Williams, Stephen Wright. They can be funny without being
Oh,
mean.
yeah, true. Yeah. I thought you meant not all the things she was saying.
Well, no, it's just that one of the things that we always laugh at, you need to deal the cards. 7 cards apiece.
Okay. Our main man, Jim Carrey.
What are we playing?
He's mean sometimes, but it's always so fucking funny. Here, I'll show you a game.
He's mean, but it's...
I'll show you a game. It's so easy. Okay? I'll teach to you right now. You can't even lose.
You know, war is the easiest game we can play.
That's what all the fucking presidents think. That's what they think.
And
That's how they think they're
some of the queens and some of the dictators and some of the emperors.
They think that... No. Don't look at
Oh,
cards.
God, I didn't look at any of them. I've looked at the backside, but it's all just a bunch of red grid.
Okay. Hang on, don't touch anything.
I'm not... Well, I was going to touch, so I'm going to go fill my mics up with another wine.
Okay. You do that.
Hey, don't ask me why. Oh, God, I dropped the damn thing. It broke.
You and your jokes.
I'm rubbing it in my hair. That's how I keep a shiny coat. Yep. Never mind. It didn't break.
Just don't break the main bottle.
What?
You heard me.
No, I really didn't.
Okay, well then never mind. Just don't do it.
Just don't. Well, that's what I tell myself a lot of the times, but I end up doing it anyway. But then I hope that my doing it anyway, even though I told myself not to, is part of the plan.
It is. Everything is part of the plan because
Hey, do you have a microphone in here?
No, but
No, of course you don't. It's a kitchen.
I'm pretty sure we can hear you though.
Well, that's what subtitles are for.
Okay.
All right.
Here, spread your cards out however you want. It doesn't matter. There's no...
Oh, wait a second. Are we reading tarots?
No.
Okay. I should wipe my hands off on my
Oh my
hands.
Lord in heaven, you're activating my OCD.
Oh, that's why we don't live together. Wait, you wipe your nose after? What did I... Do I smell?
Just on a corner. No, my nose is running.
Oh. It
It's
was
not
just
the
a
same
multi-purpose
corner that,
tissue.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. That's why I wiped my hands on my pants instead of the table.
Yeah. Well, your bottle was all
Wet
whiny.
and gooey and whiny.
Stupid whiny little bottle.
Whiny little bottle.
Okay, so spread your cards out however you want. It doesn't matter.
I'm going to spread my cards out however I want.
Yes.
And
You are.
I'm going to smoke smokelessly.
It was a disappointment for a long time that we get along so well except for the living together part.
Yeah, that can never happen again unless our place is big enough.
A duplex.
I wish someone... No. It has to be a quadplex. That's
Okay.
like, you can have 2 tenants. And I can have 2 tenants. Oh, shit. We need to be a septuplex.
Now we're dreaming.
Hey,
again.
you know what Tirza just did? She bought a duplex.
Crazy how that jogged your memory. Tears of your...
I think she might come up here and do the same damn thing.
Tears
And
of
you
your
know who's going to live
first
there?
Child. How old
Probably
is...
Pharaoh and Tirza, but no. If
How
they don't
old
want to
is
live
she?
there, me and you.
How old is she now?
She is 23.
Oh, the magical number.
No, she is 24 until August.
And then she'll be 23?
No, I guess that means she's 23 right now. No, she couldn't be 24 until August and then be 23.
Oh, do I have
What
Oh, she's not like Benjamin Button.
No. She suffers from the same ailment that I do, is that once I'm 22 and a half, I'm technically in my mind 23 because I have been
Oh yeah, I have
in
that
the womb.
too. I'm already 46.
And it's like, God damn it, I'm way closer to 23 than I am 22.
Right around like October, I start telling people I'm the next age up.
Wow. All your light bulbs work. Can we turn that one off? I think we can. It's not.
Hey,
oh.
you're wearing sunglasses. Just grin and bear.
Well, I didn't want to wear the sunglasses. I've made my cards in the shape I want.
Here's what we're gonna do. So one person will go first. You can go first. I'll just show you. So we flip over one card. It's a 10. Now you have to flip over one card until you can beat the 10. And we're gonna play like poker hands. So after a high card, it's a pair. So you'll see as we go, but flip over one card.
You can walk me through it.
Yeah.
The first part, I got pretty good. I'm going to flip over one card, and I'm trying to beat a 10.
Right.
How do we bet?
We'll not worry about betting yet. Let's just...
I bet